losing me and you. All these years of inspiration and love. Oh, how we live and what we say. It's Stampin' Up and it's our way.
Hi everyone, it's Pauline from Stamp with Pauline, and today I'm showing you the new Stampin' Up hot foil system. So this is brand new. It's available on the 10th of July of this year for anyone who wishes to purchase it. It goes into our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, so you will need the large Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to use this. If you use it on a different machine, it will void the warranty. So I'm going to go through what actually you get in the kit. So first thing you get to do is you have a silicone mat that the machine is actually going to sit on. It doesn't get super hot, but you do want to protect your surface. You can actually pick it up and move it and things like that. It's a little warm, but I wouldn't say it's hot. It comes with this power source, and the power source just going to connect. It really just connects by a simple pull, and it doesn't actually feel like it goes anywhere. It just sort of snaps in. So that's just something to be aware of. Don't have to force it or push it in or anything like that. You get the tool, which is great. It is magnetic, so if you've lost any of your little dies around the joint, this will be great to find those if you drop them into the bin or fallen on the floor. So another little tip for that. You also get the silicone mat, which what happens is you pick up the die, bring it over here, press the button, and it releases the die onto here. Again, they will be quite warm to the touch, so you want to let them cool down. You also get in here the hot foil shim, which is the green, and you also get the hot foil spacer. This will then complete your sandwich as you're able to run that through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. You may find that you will get a bit of foil on this that will transfer from the grid onto here. That's okay, it doesn't affect anything, doesn't change anything, but just be aware that if you haven't trimmed your foil or it touches here, it may transfer a little bit of foil, but that's not going to hurt it neither here nor there. The foil, there is a couple of different options. There is the gold, the silver, and the pink, and what you want to do is actually cut your foil to the size of your die so that there is no overhang. It then saves it from transferring where it's not supposed to go. Then you've got to get the dies. So the next part of it is, once you've got the machine, you do need to buy the foil separately. You'll also need dies. So with the Stampin' Up dies, this is how they look. They come to you in a packet. These are a bundle. The gold on the packaging represents the foil dies. So this is the foil, this is a foil. The grey out section is the actual cutting dies that then go through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine as a normal die cut, and you can cut those out. With this set here, when you open this up, what I have done is just added some magnetic sheeting to it just so that it stays together and I don't lose all my dies. When you're looking at this die, it's actually matte. It feels really soft. There's no sharp edges. It feels almost not rubbery, but there's a slight texture. So you will know the difference between the foil dies and another die. So no other dies can go through the foiling machine except these ones. Because if you go and stick one of your other dies in it, it's going to cut. It's not going to stick. It's not going to do anything with it. So this is the actual cutting die. It's same as our other framelets and thinlets and dies that we have. It has the cutting edge there. So something to be aware of, but you will notice that's really quite smooth and the other side is not. The butterflies, when you buy that bundle, also comes with matching masks. And the matching masks get you to lay them down. They have a number and a notch at the top. They're numbered 1 to 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, and number 4, which is our bodies. It's really good because this means that you don't need to use this with this if you didn't want to. So if you didn't want a foil, you still have a die set and you still have the masks to be able to create amazing butterflies. But of course, it goes with the foiling system. So there's that. There is a range of dies at the moment, and there will be more coming. There's only a limited range of foil at the moment, but there is more coming. I've got this one here, which is the Botanical Glow, and I also got the Botanical Glow stamp set that goes with that. So you can stamp and foil, foil and stamp. I'm not sure if it makes any difference to how that goes, but let's give it a go. I don't see it being any different. Then I also got the Echoes of Detail. So again, a few more stamps in the set other than the 3 that just do the background pieces. Just in your foil system, you will also get instructions. There's a QR code you can scan, and there's step-by-step instructions of all the bits that you actually get. So you get your silicone platform, you get your silicone cooling pad, you get your foil spacer and the shim, your magnetic pickup tool, and you get the foil platform as well. So that is something to keep an eye on as well. So when you get the box, you'll see all the stuff in there. It's really quite supported and laid out in that in the box. So what I've done is, this was my first attempt putting it through. I hadn't trimmed the foil, and I do have a little bit of foil around here. Some demonstrators have said that you can use an eraser. I don't know what, whether it's a sanding eraser to get rid of this extra foil. I haven't minded on this one because I thought it would be quite rustic to have that extra there. So there is that. And then of course I would be able to add a beautiful butterfly. This butterfly is done on designer series paper. So what I did was turn my designer series paper over, and I cut out the foil on that. And I'm going to show you how it all works in just a sec. So there is that. This one here is, I ran it through using the silver foil, and here I have used just Lost Lagoon blending brushes just to create that colour on there of the butterfly. This one here is just the silver. I haven't coloured those in, just to show you what the butterflies look like in the silver foil. So there is that. Oh, another one on the paper. And this one here I did in Flirty Flamingo, Melon Mumbo and Real Red. And you get these stunning, beautiful butterflies with the pink foil. So there is that. That one. And there's another one tucked under here. Alright. And this one here. So there's that. Then what I did was some of the words. So I laid it down, I've cut out the words, and so I've got a bunch of words here. And then in the gold as well. And I fussy cut these ones out. And these ones I actually did using the dice, so I cut those out. These ones I wanted different. And this is the Get Well, and I was just using scraps of my pink that I had left over, so I actually wanted to, I had to do them in 2 separate parts. That's okay, because I found on the platform I could get 2 or 3 dies on there with foil, run it through, didn't have a problem at all. So this was another platform I did. So again, something that can be added to a card layer. These were all my just testing it out and seeing what it was like. That is the pink on the black. And this was a negative. Oh, there's another butterfly. There's butterflies just everywhere. And then this was the Botanical Glow. This is just this is a great way of using up all of your scrap card stock, I tell you, because you know how you've got a drawer or you've got a bucket of scrap card stock? I've just been running it through and making all of these, just pulling out bits. I didn't care what colour it was. I really just wanted to have a go at the foil system and see what it is. So again, you'll see a little bit of transfer there, but I'm okay with that because I will actually be cutting that out anyway. So there's that. These are the negative spaces, and what I wanted to show you was Stampin' Up! Are actually going to come out with the platform that will help us use the negative space. So when I show you how to do this, you run this through, you cut out your butterflies, you can colour them, you can leave them plain as you've seen. This is the piece of foil that was left over. I laid down some adhesive sheeting on some basic white cardstock, and then I laid my foil over it, and then I just smoothed it out. There is a platform coming, I've heard, that will take our negative, and then that's not a waste. So you won't need to be throwing that away. It will actually heat this to the other piece of cardstock. So these were my negative spaces. This one also was the negative as well, and I put that on some real red cardstock and cut that out. So that is why it is silver and red. And then these were the butterflies. So again, what I did was cut out my butterflies. So I would have had this, and this is the leftover piece of foil that surrounded that. And what I did was cut that out, put that negative space onto adhesive sheeting, onto basic white cardstock, ran it through. I've just smoothed it out and ran it through, and I've got some awesome butterflies that are whole colours like in the others. So not a waste at the moment, but I have heard that there is another platform coming for that as well. So let's get started on this. The very first thing we need to do is plug our machine in, and we're going to turn it on. All right, we're going to get some foil ready, cut to the size of the dies. I'll do some butterflies, I think, this time. We're going to just move that to the side and let that heat up while it comes in, okay? So it does take a little bit of time to heat up on the first run. Main thing to remember, once you have pushed this through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, you want to reconnect that power so that it heats back up again. If you're doing multiples, in my classes, obviously that would be the case, because we don't want that to cool down super quick while we're doing a lot of foiling. So that would be something you would need to just remember. Just pop that back in. Okay, so that has now beeped. That is now solid red. We are ready to go. So let's gather all of our bits and pieces. So what we're going to do is pop down our die facing up. Now the foil, the pretty side has to face down. I'm going to put on my cardstock on top. Then I'm going to position my plates on top, so the green on first, followed by the next one. Press the button, it's yellow. Okay, once that yellow light goes off and the green light comes on, we're good to go. It has started doing its business. So what I'm then going to do is just going to move my silicone mat out of the way and grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Okay, so the green light has gone off. I'm going to just slide everything over, unplug it, and then lifting up the whole entire sandwich, popping that in, and just roll it through. Now, it says to go really slowly through the machine. I haven't found you needed to go that slow. I found I could go a little faster. You don't want to go as fast as what you do with your normal dies. You know, you want to take it a little bit easier so that that foil can actually get on there. So I'm going to pop this away. Okay, let's bring this all back in. So off go the platforms, lifting up the card, plug back in my machine so it starts heating up again. Grab hold of my die and put that onto my silicone mat. So that goes like that. And I'm just going to slide that to the side. So here is our gold. And if you just lift up here, that comes away really nicely and easily. Like I said, hold on to that because you could use that as your other side, or we wait for the new platform. And that is as simple as that comes. So that is super easy, super quick. And let's give it a colour in. I'm actually going to make it, I've just randomly pulled out a colour just to show you how the masks work. So I've got some pumpkin pie, and that was because my brush was pumpkin pie, no other reason. You lay your masks down. I tend to just eyeball what I'm doing, but if you want something specific, there is notches here, and you can get your grid paper and line that up and do that on there. Just going to tap off a little bit. I'm running that all the way over, picking up that ink that I've left on there. It's a plastic sheet. It's not drying out. It's not going to do anything. So I can take my ink from elsewhere. All right. And there I have my first layer. Now I can leave it at that if I wish. Let's grab another colour. Maybe let's go, let's try crushed curry. All right, so we have crushed curry, and let's grab layer, it says number 2, and I'm going to eyeball that again. Like I said, if you want to, you can easily move this around to, oh, there goes the machine. It's ready for the next lot of foil, a next lot of dies. So that's really cool. Doesn't take super long. Like I said, that first initial warm up is probably the biggest issue. So I'm going to bring this in and I'm going to do some crushed curry. All right. Now, if you wanted to leave that as is, I think that is perfectly stunning just as it is. So that is just pumpkin pie and crushed curry on there. If you want to, you can bring back in the third layer. All right. And let's make this, oh, how about some golden glow? Let's do golden glow and see what that's like. So I will grab my grab a brush. Oh. Don't look, it's not a Stampin' Up one. I just don't have one. So I'm going to just colour in my golden glow here. A little bit on here as well. These are for the intricate ones. There's a really, really tiny one that I had just left in my supplies. All right, that's a little bit of golden glow just popped on top of there. Really nice way just to finish off those butterflies. Lots of different colors, lots of different combinations you could obviously make as well. And then we are ready to go with the next one as well. So that's as quick and as easy as that machine is to use. Like I said, lots of options there. Have fun with it. If you need any help, sing out, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.